Why do so many grown men have poor handwriting? The girls in my class would literally practice handwriting to make it fancy. The girl with the best handwriting was cool. Boys didn't do that. I grew up before computers and wrote all my school and college assignments. My penmanship has always been terrible, so I am not convinced that lack of practice is the cause. I also can't draw or paint, and I have very poor aesthetic skills. Maybe those lacking skills are related? In the education system in the Western world, do kids get taught modified cursive? I am Gen X and I did my undergraduate degree before PCs, iPads, etc., so I had to handwrite all my school and university assignments to be readable or fail. When I, 47 meters, was young, someone criticized my writing and I guess I was embarrassed. I DK what it was, but I did something about it. I've gotten compliments most of my adult life on my writing. Mostly, 99%, from women. For the most part, most probably don't care how their handwriting looks. Myself included. We write for function, not form. I think at least in some part it has to do with the fact that on average women have better fine motor control than men. I'm man with bad handwriting and have always wondered the same thing. It's really interesting in Japan. When it comes to learning how to write, there is a huge emphasis placed on stroke order when writing characters. They practice from an extremely young age because acquiring the ability to write complicated characters begins early, as there is a lot to learn. This translates to very uniform handwriting, which translates over when writing in different scripts. Like English. Many Japanese writers have very similar handwriting when writing English because of the way they are taught. I often wonder about this and how it differs from Western education when it comes to teaching handwriting. Aren't there discernible differences in fine motor skills between men and women? That's quite a stretch to suggest that most men don't have creative hobbies growing up, such as drawing or writing. Yes, it's simply because they don't write things by hand. They don't use the skill. There's actually a lot of studies that show some level of natural inclination toward better handwriting in women, with different areas of the brain being activated by the process. There are also some studies that show that hormones might play a direct role in the quality of fine motor skills. Now, the fun part. I am a trans woman who had absolutely atrocious handwriting for my entire life. However, as soon as I started my medications and social transition, my handwriting became notably more feminine and legible. I absolutely put more thought into the way I write on a conscious level. But the dramatic change is not easily explained by that. I made many attempts, pre-transition, to write in a neat and legible way, but I was never actually able to accomplish it. Now that I am fully transitioned, my handwriting is still not perfect, but I am fully capable of writing in a very elegant and legible way without having to try too hard. I have had bad handwriting since when I learned how to write. I just suck at it. I never knew a post about handwriting could come off so privileged. It's kind of irrelevant. I know how to write in cursive. I haven't needed to in over 10 years except Christmas cards and love letters. My printing is sloppy as hell but perfectly legible. So, beyond that, really, who cares? Even doctors get away with nearly indecipherable writing. What? Woman here with terrible handwriting. Have you considered that there are general reasons, as listed below, that fit the why behind it? 1. My brain works faster than my hand and this frustrates me. I don't care to slow down. 2. My handwriting is generally for me and no one else to read. However, Even when filling out forms, there is an immense amount of effort to keep something neat, and thus I hate it. 3. I have many creative hobbies and write all the time. I simply don't see the need to invest in better handwriting. Simply put, I'm not sure this has much to do with gender. But if we're going to stereotype, I have equal annoyance with the overly bubbly handwriting acquired by some women in middle school. I find this style of writing is slow and obnoxious, and I struggle with taking anyone seriously with this handwriting. Doesn't matter what I do and how often I practice, it either looks ugly like I got shivers or it looks like an exaggerated calligraphy of an elementary school student. Ick, the opposite. Get told I have lovely handwriting. So much so my wife gets me to fill out Christmas cards and other stuff. Other people say I write like I'm 95 rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. I feel like most men don't have creative hobbies growing up, such as drawing or writing. I had numerous creative hobbies as a child and I was very artistic. I especially like drawing freehand and cartooning. I did this until I graduated high school. I have always had terrible handwriting from K through 12. My siblings all have amazing handwriting, but none of them have any artistic talents. I'll throw experience out there. My wife loves my handwriting. I don't get it, but she likes it. She is from Japan, where penmanship is mandatory. While I do have good penmanship on the first few lines, I have pretty bad tendinitis and my handwriting gets progressively worse throughout a single handwritten page. Maybe things would look better if handwriting was still commonplace, but I kind of doubt it. By the time I get to the bottom of a single page, my elbow is screaming. Ink can write a beautiful sentence, an acceptable paragraph, and a physician-quality full page.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.